Hollywood, a name that has become synonymous with cinema, fame, and dreams. Located in Los Angeles, Hollywood began as a small community in the early 20th century, and one imagined that place would turn into the entertainment capital of the world. It all started when film producers migrated to California in search of favorable climate and varied landscapes for their filming. With sunny days almost all year round, Hollywood quickly became the center of the American film industry. In the 1920s and 1930s, the great studios emerged that shaped the history of cinema. Companies like Warner Brothers, Paramount Pictures, and Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer produced films that delighted millions of viewers around the world. It was also the era of the big stars. Names like Charlie Chaplin, Marilyn Monroe, and Humphrey Bogart have become eternal icons of popular culture. His films have crossed generations and continue to be admired to this day. During the so-called golden age of Hollywood, cinemas were real palaces and film releases were grandiose events. Millions of people dreamed of seeing their faces shining on movie screens. Over the decades, Hollywood has continued to evolve. New technologies have revolutionized the way films are made. Special effects, computer graphics, and big-budget productions gave rise to worldwide hits that grossed billions of dollars. Today, Hollywood remains one of the largest entertainment centers on the planet. His films are watched in virtually every country, influencing culture, fashion, music, and even the way people see the world. But Hollywood is much more than glamour and red carpets. It's a place where stories come to life, where artists pursue their dreams, and where imagination knows no bounds. Over the course of more than a century, Hollywood has produced thousands of films, revealed countless talents, and built a legacy that continues to fascinate generations. And as long as there are stories to tell, Hollywood will remain a symbol of the power of cinema and human creativity. If you liked this video, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. And in the comments, tell us, what is your favorite classic Hollywood movie? The golden age of Hollywood was one of the most fascinating periods in the history of cinema. Between the 1920s and 1960s, the big studios dominated the screens and turned Hollywood into a real dream factory. At that time, millions of people crowded cinemas to escape reality and immerse themselves in stories of adventure, romance, comedy, and drama. Going to the movies was not just a hobby, but a great social event. Industry giants such as Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, Warner Brothers, Paramount Pictures, 20th Century Fox, and Universal Pictures produced hundreds of films a year. Each studio had its own stars, directors, and technical teams, creating an unprecedented entertainment machine. It was at this time that some of the greatest legends of cinema appeared. Stars such as Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe, Humphrey Bogart. Audrey Hepburn and James Stewart won fans around the world and became eternal symbols of cinema. The films of that era marked generations. Grandiose productions, stunning sets, lavish costumes, and unforgettable soundtracks have helped create some of the most celebrated works in history. Cinema ceased to be just entertainment and became a globally admired art form. The 1930s brought hope during the difficult years of the Great Depression. Already in the 1940s, in the midst of World War II, Hollywood produced films that inspired patriotism and courage. In the 1950s, the arrival of color cinema and panoramic screens further elevated the cinematic spectacle. Behind the glitz and glamour, however, was an extremely rigid industry. Studios controlled virtually every aspect of their artists' careers, from the roles they played to their public image. Many actors lived under strict contracts and had little freedom to choose their projects. Even so, the Golden Age has produced some of the most memorable stories ever told on screen. It was a period of creativity, innovation, and growth that helped define modern cinema. When television began to gain a foothold in American homes during the 1950s and 1960s, the dominance of the major studios began to weaken. Gradually, the Golden Age came to an end, but its legacy lives on to this day. The films, stars, and unforgettable moments of that period continue to enchant new generations, proving that the magic of Hollywood's Golden Age will never fade. And you, which star or film of the Golden Age of Hollywood do you admire the most? The great actors of Hollywood's Golden Age, roughly between the 1920s and 1960s, became movie legends and helped transform Hollywood into the world's center of entertainment. Great male actors. Clark Gable, known as the King of Hollywood, starred in the classic Gone with the Wind. Humphrey Bogart, film noir icon and protagonist of Casablanca. James Stewart, famous for his roles in dramas and westerns. Cary Grant, considered one of the most stylish and charismatic actors in the history of cinema. Gary Cooper, known for his strong and unobtrusive characters. John Wayne, the biggest star of Western films. Spencer Tracy, one of the most respected actors of his generation. Gregory Peck starred To Kill a Mockingbird. Kirk Douglas, known for epic films and intense roles. Charlton Heston, protagonist of major historical productions. Great actresses. Marilyn Monroe, one of the greatest symbols of Hollywood. Audrey Hepburn, elegance and talent in unforgettable films. Elizabeth Taylor, one of the biggest stars of the 1950s and 1960s. Ingrid Bergman, famous for her role in Casablanca. Katharine Hepburn, record holder of acting Oscars. Bette Davis, recognized for her dramatic strength. Vivien Leigh, star of Gone with the Wind. Grace Kelly, actress who later became Princess of Monaco. Joan Crawford, one of the greatest stars of classical cinema. Rita Hayworth, symbol of glamour of the 1940s. The biggest icons. If it were necessary to choose the most representative names of the golden age of Hollywood, many film historians would point out Clark Gable, Humphrey Bogart, John Wayne, Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, Elizabeth Taylor, Katharine Hepburn, Cary Grant. These artists helped create the glamorous image of Hollywood and continue to influence actors and filmmakers to this day. If you are enjoying this trip through Hollywood history, don't forget to leave your like. This helps the channel to continue bringing incredible content about cinema, culture, and the most striking moments of the past. And if you are not yet subscribed, take the opportunity now to subscribe and activate the notifications bell. Thus, you do not miss any of the upcoming videos full of curiosities fascinating stories, and rare images that you will hardly find elsewhere. We also want to know your opinion. What is your favorite actor, actress, or movie from the golden age of Hollywood? Leave your comment below and join the conversation with others passionate about classic cinema. Thanks for watching so far. Their presence makes all the difference for the growth of the channel. See you in the next video.